Hello my YouTube friends, how things going for you today? Today we're going to be talking about my disability, and the reason why I keep on talking about this topic is because that's what this channel is about. And that's why I really enjoy doing this video so you can understand. And now you're starting to realize that I'm bringing diabetes into the picture, and the reason is because of the new pump. And I figured, you know what, it's time to start opening up about me and talking about me. And the thing is, guys, is that, and I keep on telling you in every video, that even though you have a disability, that doesn't mean that you are nothing. Because you're not. You're something. You are a person. You are a human being that can care for someone, that can love for someone, that can understand someone. Does that mean that when you have your first date, that you have fallen in love with the first person that you've been with? It's a possibility, but that's not what we're talking about here. The reason why I talked about that here a little bit is that that's what the future video is going to be about. But I'm going to be talking about more about my disability, okay, and more about my diabetes. Based on my diabetes, it can be a struggle. It can be a struggle. It can be a struggle because you can be fine in that minute, you can be fine 1 minute, and in that minute you can be 200, 300, or 56. And I'm talking about your blood sugar levels. I'm talking about the way you will feel, okay? If you are high, say if you hit 340, okay? 340. If you hit that number, you will have a chance of feeling tired, mean towards everybody that's around you. You have a chance of feeling like you want to puke. Okay, now let's say you hit 400. At this point, you're going to be going to the bathroom. You're going to be going number one for a while. You're going to be peeing a lot. You're going to be peeing a lot because your body is going to try to get rid of the sugar inside your blood. Okay, the best way I can explain it to you is when you eat chocolate. Okay, it goes into your mouth, down your stomach, but eventually your bloodstream starts taking in that sugar. And it's going to do one or two things. It's either going to control itself if you don't have diabetes, but in this case, say you do have diabetes. Say you do, alright? And say you had that piece of chocolate, and you said, oh man, I forgot to have my insulin. So you're sleeping, right? You're falling asleep. And then you're starting to feel sick. And you know your sugar was 340, and you've covered yourself for that 340 and you felt great, but then again, you forgot to cover your sugar for the candy bar you had, or the chocolate you had. So now your tongue is going to feel like sandpaper, your mouth is going to feel really dry, you're going to be sweaty, clammy, you're going to be all that. Now, your normal reaction would be is to lay there and wait for it to pass. Let me tell you something, folks. It's not going to pass that easy on its own. It's probably not going to if you have type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. And if you do have type 1 diabetes, you should be on insulin. You should be on a pump based on what's for you by your diabetes doctor. Okay? Now, before you go to the diabetes doctor, you just figured out that you have diabetes, that your family doctor should automatically put you on IV drip with insulin in it. Okay? When that happens, it's going to go in faster. Your insulin, you have insulin that will last for hours, and you have insulin that might last for, that'll cover your highs and your stuff for your food. Now, I can't show you my pump here today, but in the future video, I will have somebody in this camera with me, and we'll talk about that, and that person will hold that pump and show you. But I will pop a picture up again. If you did see this video a couple of videos ago, I did have it on the picture a couple times, but I will really try to pop it up in this video. But if you're not on a pump, then you medically might need to be on insulin shots, and you can get those 4 times a day. You can get it in the morning. You have to get in the morning, lunchtime, and stuff at bedtime. Okay. Now, if you do that, and you decide to stay on the needles, that's on you. But the pump acts like a Perkius. Now, does that mean it's going to be perfect all the time? Absolutely not. I don't care what you do to this pump. I don't care what you do to any pump. You will not, you'll get it close, but you will not get it dead on right. Because your body changes as you get older. And what works for you is what works for you. But let me just tell you this right here, guys. When you figure out what works for you, stay with it. Work with it. Understand it. Like mine's a touchscreen. So, man, I had to go to the training. I did all that. She did a great job at that. But I also had to get my mind to understand that I'm not pushing buttons anymore. I'm not, then I'll be pushing the up button about 30 times, you know? It's all based on muscle memory. So if you say that you want a candy bar, right? You want a candy bar and say the candy bar said it's 30 carbs. Okay, 30 carbohydrates. Now, you can do 1 or 2 things. You can take insulin by a shot, by a needle, or you can take it by pump. If you take it by pump, then you would hit your number, say that the package had 30, so you type in 30 on your pump, or you go up to 30 carbohydrates by pressing the up arrow key. That pump will figure out how much insulin you need and how to adjust it. Now, it will not tell you if it should be under 2 hours or not. That's when you have to do the thinking and figure that out on your own. Okay? Now, if you decided to go to needles, you have to figure out how much insulin you need. So it might need 1 unit here, 1 unit there. Alright, now I don't have the picture here, so I'm going to do my best ability to show you how it's done by talking to you. Alright, I want you to picture a needle in front of me right now. And you got lines on the side of the needle on each side. And each line is a unit. So, if you're above the line, it's half a unit. If you're right on the line, then that's a unit. So, if you say, I need 3 units, you go down 3 lines. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? But when you stick it in the bottle, you have to pour the air out, pour the air into the needle, and stick it into the bottle, push it in. And what that's going to do is going to get the air out of the needle into the bottle, and then you pull back on it, and you will get air bubbles, and you flick them with your finger, and then you'll really see improvement. Now, however, say that you did it by the pump. The pump might take longer for the insulin to kick in. I really don't know why, but if you do it by needle, the needle kicks in. I feel a needle kicking in when it's like 15 minutes after the needle, but that's how my body operates, and that's how it was for me. And then then eventually, if you figure out what your body needs, that's what's going to work for you. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope this video will help you out. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate you.